Guys, I have so much going on today. I cannot. I hope you all are having a very good start to your day. Yes, tomorrow is Friday. Friday the 13th. We get another Friday the 13th. And you know, Joxie loves some Friday the 13th. So we have another fun Friday the 13th show planned for you guys tomorrow. Yes. Will I come in goth? Will I come in goth is the question. Maybe. Just maybe. You guys, I'm drinking some tea today. I'm so excited. Today is a good day. There is a lot going on though, and my brain is all over the place. My brain is all over the place. So hopefully I'm able to keep it all and get all of the thoughts out that I want to get out. If you guys are new here, go ahead and smash subscribe. Pretty please. I'm trying to get to 1,400 subscribers and I am so close. Go smash the subscribe. Go smash that button. So, and I am here every day at 1 o'clock Pacific time talking about crypto news. This show, as always, is powered by the Gokhshtein News Network and sponsored by Market Cipher. Can I read the leaves? I probably could if I ripped the tea bag open and allowed the leaves to settle on the bottom and then looked up some sort of book that could help me decipher the reading in my leaves. I don't know. That seems like something I would do. It really does. It really does. So, but I'm excited today, you guys. I'm excited. I feel like something big is about to happen. So, let's go ahead, you guys, without further ado, and let's go ahead and take a look at the crypto charts. I didn't even click the got the comments up there. I didn't even say hello to everybody. Hello. Oh, we've got a Black Swan event coming. Black Swan event on 3/20. Perhaps, you guys, things are very volatile right now internationally. Geopolitical front. Things are looking a little sketchy. So we will get into that. Right now, Bitcoin is having a little bit of a pump, but we have mostly been in this sideways pattern here. I'm on this 15-minute chart. So Bitcoin's currently trading at 70,500. So we've been sideways for quite a while. I'm on the 15-minute chart. Let's go ahead and pull open the 1 day. I was pulling open the 1 day. You guys, I don't know. There we go. I don't know if there's a way for me to set these screens. But I was coming in here and taking a look at where we are and where we have been over time. Ooh, apple pie moonshine. I have had apple pie moonshine. That is a whole story in of itself. But I'm sure my parents probably still have some up at their bar because they have a ton of liquor. And I'm gonna tell you, there are some things my parents have always accumulated, and it is ammunition and liquor. If stuff goes south, it's like they have the ammunition and they have the liquor. And they also have done other things to kind of doomsday prep along the way. Like they have a thing of all of these seeds of all the different veggies and produce and stuff like that you'd need to grow. If you needed to grow your own produce because, the global supply chain was inefficient. So you guys, I'm already getting sideways. So let's rein it back in. If there's an economic collapse, though, bullets are a good commodity to have, and alcohol is a good commodity to have. There's other things that you can look into that do well if there's a severe collapse. cartons of cigarettes. Like you can sell cartons of cigarettes. Like these are things that people have made money on, and like when there's been other supply chain collapses. And then I guess like reading glasses. I guess reading glasses. You know, at the dollar store you can go get the like reading eyeglasses for like $1 a piece. But whenever stuff's all shut down, you can't get glasses. People get desperate. The $1 glasses become $20 glasses. You get my drift. So that's enough physical commodities. We like the digital commodities. I'm drinking tea. It's a chamomile tea. I'm being good. You guys know I don't drink alcohol anymore, though. I used to drink alcohol. I would booze it up. I would whoop it up. But I'm California sober now. So taking a look at Bitcoin, because here we are in this nice little channel on the day range. We've been trading here. We were also in another sideways pattern similar to this before we went ka-chunk and came down. So could we suspect that this is kind of a pattern that we're in here? Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Maybe we're sideways here again. Will we go ka-chonk? We could go ka-chonk. I think you guys are all in the chat. You guys are all expecting us to go ka-chonk, aren't you? Look at that. Poman says, I prefer guns and ammo over digital stuff, honestly. You know, if you collect boomer coins like I do, if you like silver and gold coins, it is one of my favorite. Like I just love to pull them out and look at them. Some of them have such fun imprints on them. But yeah, you have all the different kinds and you pull out all the different pieces. And I feel like my pieces all tell a story. You know, some of them I found on vacation and things like that. So you know, when I look at my old NFTs, I just have this feeling of like dread. But I've never opened my precious metals and have had a feeling of dread. You know, and if you like shooting guns and if like that's like your thing, if that's like a sport for you, and you know, like I grew up hunting like quail and deer and doing all of these very masculine things. I probably never told you guys these stories. But I used to go fishing. I would go camp for a week in Bishop. And by the end of the week, I was like a homeless person with dreadlocks. And every day it was just hiking up the river and fishing. And I would put like the fish in my creel, and then I would put the line into the water, like stake it into the side. You'd have to stake it really good because some of the fish would still be alive and they'd be like trying to swim away when they're back in the water. So you'd have to dig the stake in really good. But you know, if everybody's catching their own fish, so whatever I would catch, I would have to like, you know, prep it all myself. So I would do all of those things. So fish is not very gross, but the larger animals can be a little gross when you're prepping them on the back end. So deer, like I love venison jerky. It was like one of my favorite things growing up. Like, oh my gosh, you put it in the smoker and it's like so good. But the part after you have shot the animal and then you're prepping the animal, that is like the gnarliest part. That is the gnarliest part. So I've done that several times, and it's you know, yeah. So if I need to, if the crap goes south, I'm like survival girl. I've actually thought about going raid show. I feel like I would have a really high survival rating because of, you know, all of the hunting and stuff that I've done, all of the things. But I like showers, and they tell you, like, you know, you hear about like people get like the insects living in them and all the bites and stuff. And like, I don't want to wake up with like bugs on me and bites everywhere. And like, I don't know, but I think they pay you if you make it to the end of Naked and Afraid. You do, I think it's like 3 weeks, it's 21 days. And if you make it the full 21 days, you get $100,000. So I've thought about it. I'm like 3 weeks and you come out with $100,000. Like, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, here we are with Bitcoin. We're currently trading sideways in this little channel, and we could potentially have a little pop up, because look at here. It, like, we traded sideways for a little bit and went down, but then we came back up. We popped up. People were feeling a little optimistic. We fell down. So here we are again. We've pretty much traded sideways this whole time, though, in this range. People were thinking we were going to keep going lower, but we're sideways. And so could we trade this way for another week or so? Potentially. Could something happen catastrophically, internationally, and make us go ka-chonk? Yes. Either way, I am prepping my bias, you guys. I love Naked and Afraid too. That's like one of my favorite shows. It's like one of my favorite shows. I don't know why I like it so much, but it's one of my favorite shows. All right, let me go ahead and pull open the. Oh wait, I was like, let me stop at Bitcoin. Why am I just stopping at Bitcoin? I haven't even talked about the other coins. Let's take a look at Ethereum. I don't know. Why are we not loading here? Hold on. We are buggy. Let me reload. And then it fixes. Do 56 days and then we dump. That is a long time. Why is this taking forever to load? Holy moly. Yes, peace of my mind. You got that freaking right. I should just pull open crypto bubbles, because like at this point we're going to be here for a while. Why does my internet hate me? And why does this keep putting me at the 2 to 300? It is a conspiracy. I give up. Hold on. Let me go big. I am very glitchy though. I see that I am very glitchy. Lord help me. I'm like seeing two different things. Okay, now I see it. I do need to pay my internet bill. What the hell? It is. It's like 500 pixels. 500 pixels, you guys. We're just gonna chill. We're just gonna chill till I'm back. Till my internet decides to quit freaking out. You guys, supposedly, I have the fiber optic internet. The only thing is I am not hardwired in on this. So that's a me problem. Partially because I need a new machine. So I need to probably do that. I am still using dial-up. Okay, you guys. I think we're back in the game. So, to test that theory and see if we are truly back in the game, I'm just going to jump to the breaking news. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. And I'm muted again. Hurts, you guys. It is 8-bit. It is an 8-bit, Julie. You guys, it works with my mug I have today. I have my Mario Brother mug. Holy moly. Okay. You guys, pray for me. We've got this. We were so early to calling the prediction markets. They are getting ready to get their tailored guidance from the former foe of the CFTC. So the agency that once fought the events contracts platform in court is now issued a new policy stance and is proposing permanent rules for oversight. So prediction market firms such as Polymarket and Kalshi have a new set of guidelines for U.S. operation, with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission laying out initial guidance and proposed permanent rule Thursday for what the agency called a proven source of reliable information for news media, sports leagues, financial institutions, and everyday Americans. So the agency had once been a legal adversary of the prediction markets, warning that certain betting ran afoul of derivative laws, that the CFTC couldn't function as a global policy force combating fraud and manipulation in policy markets all over the world. But under Chairman Mike Selig, the CFTC abandoned its old legal fight and embraced the firms. Now it's issued its non-binding staff advisory to the prediction markets firm regulated by the CFTC and as designated contract markets. So this is what they have opened up. This is meant to be a 5-person commission, but again, Mike Selig is the only person that has authority right now. So at some point, I would imagine they're supposed to be appointing new people to oversee this, but right now it's just the one guy. So numerous states have sued prediction markets, as we talked about yesterday. So yeah. And moving on. The U.S. Senate votes to ban CBDCs in House bill that may face trouble in the House. A bipartisan House bill was approved in the Senate carrying unregulated ban on the U.S. banking digital currencies, and its future remains uncertain. So, guys, I still feel like this is just a ban for the Federal Reserve themselves to issue their own digital dollar. That's all this is. That is like all this is. Because there's already digital dollars everywhere that are being spun up every day. We just talked about yesterday. Wells Fargo is doing its own. So they're digital dollars. They're just not CBDCs. And it's just not one issued by the Federal Reserve. So the section in the final pages of the 302-page bill advanced by Senate and declares that the Fed may not issue or create a CBDC or any digital asset that is substantially similar to a central bank digital currency, directly or indirectly, through a financial institution or other intermediary. So, but again, that's just the Federal Reserve. And why would the Federal Reserve need their own currency anyway? Why? Couldn't they use one of the other, stable coins that have already come out? There's plenty of those. So, in fact, there's too many stable coins. Why do we need so many stable coins? Does every bank need its own stable coin? Does every entity need its own stable coin? Like, I feel it's like the ICO era for stable coins. Why does there need to be so many? And are you going to be able to transfer from one stable coin to another stable coin? And that, because that doesn't exist yet. There's no real swapping capability between just the stable coins and the different chains that they're on. I don't know, you guys. I have more questions than anything. I want to look at this 300-page document too. So, all right. Moving on. Bitcoin hugs the 70K range as March Fed rate cut odds fall below 1%. So the Fed not looking likely to have a rate cut. And hello, Jesse. Hello, Tyler. It's good to see you. John Legend, Poman, guys, everybody. I didn't say hello to the entire chat, but hello to you. Hello, soul. I see you. I see you. So, so Bitcoin reacted to a kind of calm US macro data, while oil stayed volatile amid uncertainty over the duration of the Middle East conflict. Peace of my mind did not like my joke about sending oil to $300 a barrel. But if you're long on oil, maybe you wanted a 300 a barrel. So Bitcoin circled at 70K on Thursday as Wall Street opened and US jobs data matched expectations. So Bitcoin shrugs off the US macro data and jobless claims. So the copy's flat CPI numbers. So Bitcoin is still just hanging on. It's in its little sideways while we figure out what's going on a broader international scale. So the U.S. international the U.S. initial jobs claim were 213,000 for the week through March 7th, just 1,000 below the previous week and 2,000 below market consensus. So, but I feel like these are jobs that are leaving and never coming back. That's what I worry about. These are jobs that are leaving and never coming back. Did you see Elon made a post about how in the future it will be a universal high income? So I had a theory that these large corporations that like Amazon, who are becoming automated and they're laying off a ton of workers and a ton of the job force. These are the people who would essentially have a job, but they're no longer employed for Amazon. Why it's good for Amazon to have robots instead of employees? Well, there's lots of things. Employees, they have issues. They have personal disagreements with each other. They have personal things that happen outside the home. There's all kinds of things that can arise in someone's life. So there's just all kinds of variables with a person where when something is automated, you don't really have those variables. That robot's not going to go to the labor board and sue you for unpaid overtime and things like that. And ultimately, that's what this comes down to. And in a state like California, there are laws in place that protect the employee and employers. This is why we see a lot of employers leave the state of California. So I see these jobless claims these are jobs that are just going away and not coming back. They're jobs that are going away and not coming back. So we have Elon talking about high universal income. We have what's his face? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Jeff Bezos, he's automating and getting rid of all of these jobs and laying people off. And so all of these jobs are disappearing, but they're still going to be profiting. They're still profitable. The corporations are Amazon is still going to continue to make tons of money. They are essentially a monopoly and no one's ever done anything to stop it. And I can't believe that, but okay, that's another discussion. But if all of those jobs go away and Amazon was one of the main employers, then the jobs that are removed, they should be required to pay that into this universal high income. And then they never have to worry about the robot suing them. They never have to worry about the person calling in sick or going off on maternity leave or all the other variables, right? It's a very easier business model. And then that way people, they get paid. They don't have to go to work. He has said, if you don't have to, you can work if you want to, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. So, and then Bill Gates is saying, oh, we could be entering a new dark era, a new dark age. Well, it could be a new dark age if all of a sudden all of the jobs are gone and there's a lot of people that don't have money and they don't have a way to pay for things, So it's I try to look at stand back and look what everybody's saying. The people who are ultimately running the world, the deepest pockets. So anyway, volatility in oil has remained because of the geopolitical uncertainty. So Let's see. BTC price breakout can take several more weeks. Key Bitcoin price levels have remained in place as traders waited for directional cues. So things could continue to trade a little more sideways. We could go down. We could chunk down a little bit before we pump back up. But ultimately, here, guys, ultimately, we are getting to the part of the market where you want to be looking at buying because you want to be selling when it's a bull market and you want to be buying when it's a bear market. So yes, we're going to block that. We're going to block that and the Strait of Hormuz. No. So ultimately, okay, I try and look at what I think is going on internationally. I thought this was a proxy war with China, Russia. And now they're saying, "Oh, there could be an attack on California." People are thinking that is a false flag. That's a false flag. Is it a false flag? Maybe, but maybe it is true. Maybe it is true. There is some sort of intel that something could happen in California. Now, if you've been paying attention to what other countries have been saying, and I have said since like the Epstein files have been out and all of this stuff is there, it's center stage. The entire world is looking at what's going on, right? The entire world sees the DOJ files. They can look it up themselves. They can type in names. You know, we have Prince Andrew was stripped of his title. He was arrested. Things happened. I think even the Norwegian princess, she had her and her son, something like that. I don't know totally all the international stuff, but there are people who have internationally been charged for their role. And here we don't really have anybody being charged. In fact, we've like widely swept it under the rug and have quit talking about it. And the rest of the world has an image and have painted an image of what this looks like from, you know, standing as far back. And for them, and what Putin has said is that the West is vampires and that Hollywood is vampires and is being, you know, ran by this elite. And there is some truth to that because you can see it. It's on display. So then going back to, you know, oh, could California have a hit? Like, would there be an attack? Now, do I think that there would be an attack? I think it would be very like not likely to there be an attack. But there could be. Look, it's happened once in my life, right? It's happened once in my life. So could it happen again? Well, in 3 days, it's the Oscars. It's the Oscars. So everyone's going to be getting together in Hollywood for the Oscars. So that's interesting. So is that potentially a target? Could be. So then I think about like, well, if something happens on US soil again, if you were around and were alive and remember September 11th, you remember how the United States responds. And so that would be very swift action. It would be very swift action. And so things can escalate very, 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 very quickly. So yeah, just be cautious because the chart could go kerplunk down if all of a sudden stuff gets gnarly. I mean, they're like blowing up oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz that are trying to get through. And then we're over here memeing them, just saying, well, why don't you just do this and like, you know, truck it across the desert through all the sand. So, you know, we're over here just memeing it. But an interesting piece I did see. Did you guys see that token 2049 in Dubai is still going on in April? So, and I'm sure if anybody's going to that, the hotel prices are probably very cheap. Very cheap. So just remember that you have to be careful what you post online. It all needs to be like, you know, stuff that is pre-approved. So I did see they say they're starting to people who posted videos online, they're starting to like crack down on those accounts and charge them with posting stuff they shouldn't have. So one of the first names that were on the list that the Emiratis listed was Carl the Moon. And so I just wonder, is he going to have to pay a big fine? Like, is he going to have to pay for what he posted, or are they going to revoke his visa? Or, do you think anything's going to happen? Like, I really feel like with this, Dubai is going to struggle to recover. I think tourism in Dubai is probably never going to be the same again. I think especially because people were already kind of iffy about traveling there anyway. And then it had the image long enough that it was safe that people started traveling there. And I kept saying, I know I'm going to have to go there. I don't really want to go there, but I know I'm going to have to go there for work at some point, because it's like that's where all the work in crypto is. So I just wonder if that's still going to be the case. So, but other than that, I am planning to go to the Bitcoin conference here in April in Vegas. So that should be fun. Me and Joxie will be there together. It's probably going to be trouble. But it'll be a really good time. It'll be a really good time. So do not forget, you guys, tomorrow is Friday. It is Friday the 13th. Spooky Friday. Me and Jox, we're coming all dressed and ready to tell you spooky stories. So thank you all for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the Julie and Joxie Show. As always, this show is powered by the Gokhshtein News Network and sponsored by Market Cypher. Feel free to click all of the links in my profile. Thank you all for tuning in, and don't forget to smash subscribe. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.